Happy New Year from everybody here, Joe, at the SportsGrid Network. You know what happens now? It's Donnie, Rightside show, Lisi. We got an hour to go, Joe. We got to get the people ready for the 12 o'clock start of that Orange Bowl game. We got to get some recaps in the door. We got to get some best bets out there in the atmosphere, Joe. The vibes are high, man. I'm feeling this.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how this 12 o'clock game goes.
Yeah.
I think out of all the three games, I think this one is...
I love it.
It could be an overtime, maybe four-quarter game. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if we go an extra, couple of OT quarters in this matchup. We'll see. But, I am curious to see how Joey McGuire and the team handle the pressure.
By the way, we are seeing a separate feed here on one of our screens.
Yeah, did it just stop raining?
No, it's still raining at the Rose Bowl. They are taking the tarp off. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe.
Yeah, but is that live?
Yes. We'll go.
We just saw it. It was like dark.
Yeah, we'll go east coast. Well, again, the sun does come up and gives a little bit more light.
I understand that, but it was like they were all wearing different.
Yeah.
I mean, McAfee doesn't seem to
mind the rain at all.
No, not at all.
No, look at that.
No towel.
But then does that make an extra slippery surface, Joe? Don't you want to hold it? Because look, it's 11:03 Eastern right now. It's 4 o'clock Eastern in the game.
5 hours.
Wouldn't you hold that until the players come out and warm up? Like, what's the point of that?
I don't know.
Oh, Joe, that's intel. It's intel right there for you.
I don't know if it's intel. They do have to get the field prepared.
For what? Well, they got to get prepared.
You think they painted it?
Yeah, look, you can see the numbers out there. You see the big rows in the middle when they show it again.
I don't know.
Are they covering it? Now, hold on. Now, see, are they dumping the water and replacing it? You know what I mean? Like they don't want to get it to like they're putting it on the drainage system. Because you can't do this. You can't go 5 hours before one of the biggest games of the year and let it soak. That's stupid.
I don't know what the grounds crew is doing here. I guess we'll figure it out. I will just say this. Wet track favors, in my opinion, in Indiana and that rushing attack.
Yeah.
But again, that doesn't mean, and keep in mind, just because it's wet, that the over can't come in, especially with chunk plays in the rushing attack. Guys,
one slip, Joe.
Yeah, missing tackles. You could have an over. I mean, I do feel like with all the rain, why hasn't the total budged off to 47.5?
Exactly, one of the totals there. By the way, Joe, if we met up in high school, one step by me, you're down, I'm gone.
Right. All right.
Right up the middle. Dig route over the middle, can't stay with me.
Dreaming in 26,
Post corner, you're biting on the post, I'm going corner.
26, big dreams.
Big dreams, man. 1-1-26. Everything can happen, which includes those Miami Hurricanes, Joe. Last night, did you watch it? By the way, it was New Year's Eve. Did you watch it at a party last night? Did you watch it by yourself?
I was watching it at
Family
dinner.
And friends?
Yeah, I watched it at dinner.
Did you have meatballs?
I did have meatballs, but not traditional. You would have liked
what'd you get?
They were like Swedish meatballs. Smaller.
Okay.
In like the
a nice ragout?
No, with the gravy and the tzatziki sauce. And you would have liked it. You would have liked it.
Get me going with this. We know what I did like, though. Miami 24-14 over Ohio State. The immovable object. Don't worry. Joe, they told me, don't you worry. They lost to Indiana. It's okay. That game didn't mean anything. Well, they didn't bring their offense in game number 2 either, Joe. No. Neutral site game down in Texas. Miami gets out to a 14-0 lead and throw. I think you'll agree with me as well. Field goals don't really mean too much, but that missed field goal at the half felt like Miami was like, okay, good, because Ohio State was on it in the third quarter, impressed Miami. But one of the most important drives of this football game for me was the drive where Miami made a 49-yard kick to keep it at double digits. You saw they went right to Mario on the side, like, yeah, got that. Let's keep this momentum.
when you have insurance with about 8 minutes left and a double-digit lead, that always gives you the opportunity to make adjustments and still play from ahead. I think that when you look at all three of these games today, and we look at Texas Tech, and we look at Georgia, and we look at, obviously, Indiana, you want to be able to dictate the tempo. These teams that you're playing have already played before. They come right down the field on their opening drive or score first in the matchup. It's going to put a lot of pressure on your quarterback, especially if they haven't played in a college football playoff game, right, to weather that storm and then say, okay, we're not going to give in to the fear or pressure in that type of situation. So I think if you're looking, obviously, with the favorites, you always want to jump up to dictate the tempo. But again, it is important for Mendoza. It is important for Gunnar Stockton. You know, Stockton's at least been there out of all three of these quarterbacks. Baron Morton, that is the one concern I do have of Tech today, is that, yes, he's experienced, but in bigger matchups with last year and years prior, he hasn't really stepped up. They've been able to dictate and play bully ball up until this point. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it as much with Oregon. He's going to have to make some plays.
You know what's interesting, Joe? If we re-rack like the championship odds, because we did have the king of the hill, which was Ohio State. They're now out of it because Miami beat them. Miami now sits at a plus 460 spot. And understand this, like, in the past was BCS, win the quarterfinal game, win the championship game. Or before that, the mythical national championship. Show up in the Rose Bowl, got to win one game. Miami beats Nebraska, and they win it. Do you know, Joe, they would have to go through Texas A&M, Ohio State, let's call it Georgia just as a favorite, and then Texas Tech or Indiana in the final, or Oregon. What an unbelievable run, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, if they were able to go through that gauntlet, I mean, it's stacked against them. And, again, I don't foresee them being, favorite unless maybe it's Tech, the brand recognition maybe. But, I mean, it all depends. Margin of victory, obviously, all depends as well. If they were able to smack Georgia by double digits, then obviously they would be favored. But again, I just don't see them with this path being favored, obviously, the rest of the way. They beat dogs, which, hey, we've seen NFL teams do it, right? A couple of teams have did it. Elway and Denver, that wild card team that made the run.
Yeah, Giants did wild card a couple times there, making it through all the way through. By the way, if we look at the favorites, Joe, in the marketplace right now, do you agree Indiana plus 260 should be ahead of Georgia plus 310 right now?
Yeah, I told you, just because in this matchup with the weather and perfect season, you give them the benefit of the doubt. Whether you buy in to 100% of Cignetti and Indiana, I understand Indiana. It's not a blue blood when it comes to college football.
Yeah,
but they're blue bloods now over the past couple of years. I mean, you just look at the body of work. Back-to-back years, college football playoff, #1 overall seed, Big Ten champions. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Not only that, Donnie, if the SEC had won the national championship, let's say one over the last 2 years, you could say Georgia's deserving. But Big Ten has won back-to-back national championships. So if this is the best team in the Big Ten this year, you give them the inside edge with the value.
By the way, pop that graphic back up there with the odds, because I want to talk about something that I find interesting. You see Indiana again, plus 260, Georgia plus 320. What do you think Georgia, though, would be over Indiana, Joe? Because theoretically, you were expecting Georgia to probably play Ohio State. Now, granted, Miami played very well. Miami's a good football team, but where would Georgia's price point be if Ohio State had won? Because Ohio State would be ahead of them. They'd be pushed way back down.
It would still be 1-2, Indiana and Ohio State. Yeah, Georgia would not be the #2 overall seed. But if you look at just the graphic, what's intriguing is, and what I said, like Ole Miss is a lottery ticket. I mean, look at them. They're double digits right now. We talk about the SEC, right, Brand? You could pick up Alabama and Ole Miss now. And I don't know if they're going to – I think Ole Miss can win the national championship. I still have concerns about the offense and defense of Alabama, whether they could put it together even if they get this win today for 2 more games. But Ole Miss, if they – let's just say they come out and smack Georgia around. Yeah. Not missing Lane Kiffin at all.
Well, here's the good part about that, too, because we always talk about, like, from that sports betting, analogies. Those predictive markets, Joe, like, let's just say you do take the lottery tickets. You're asking for one football win. Either one of those teams win a game this week, or today, I should say, you can already cash out tomorrow morning with a massive payoff because those numbers are going to drop in half at that point.
Right, yeah. I mean, you pick up Ole Miss now, and it is a divergence because the spread's coming down. Yeah. The tickets are on Georgia.
Correct.
So that doesn't make sense. Something is off in the market. Well,
a mortadell. Is there going to be a mortadell special coming today?
No, I think I can't go against Georgia from the football perspective, but I will say this. I will adjust in-game as this game plays out. I will see if Ole Miss is live. You'll know right away. If that offensive line is up to the task and Chambliss has time to throw, good luck. It's going to be a game on. This game could go right down to the final second.
By the way, Joe, we had other bowl games yesterday played. What did you think of that Texas-Michigan game? Texas puts up 41 points here. Arch Manning, 9 carries, $155, 2 scores, 2 touchdowns in the air. He's back. Is he the MVP/Heisman next year?
I was just going to say, I mean, he's back now, right? We'll see what Sark and that team do. They knock out Michigan, and Michigan's offense just couldn't go toe-to-toe with them in the end. But, I mean, Texas is Texas. I'll just say that.
I want to ask you a question about Texas there and Arch Manning as we come up in the break here. And also, Oregon, Texas Tech coming up in about 40 minutes live, people. Let's get them to the finish line, Joe.
Yeah.
Let's get some winners here. We'll be right back. It's College Football Today.
The champagne pops. The clock strikes 12. But New Year's isn't won at midnight. It's won on the gridiron. Every snap, every number, every edge that matters. Don't just watch the ball drop. Watch the odds drop. College football playoff coverage. Live lines. Smart analysis. All New Year's Day. Only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, run and gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
I know exactly what Patriot Nation is screaming this morning. It's Drake May time. Give him the trophy. MVP. Stop it, please. Just sit down. Yes, Drake May has had a nice season. But let's be real. He has played a JV schedule of defenses. He is carving up the easiest slate of defenses in the NFL this season. Congratulations on your beatdown of the Jets.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Big football games today, Joe. Welcome in the new year in style. But before we get there, the new year, we're going to have a number one overall pick. Of course, just like we have every single year in the NFL. Current list of players where you figure who go number one, the leader, Fernando Mendoza. 67% chance here live on Kalshi. Dante Moore, 23%. Ruben Hurricane Bain at 8%. Now, we don't think a defensive end is going to go number one, but he's up there in talent and in the conversation. I scroll down, Joe. I see Arvell Reese. Come on now. Nice player, linebacker. He's not going number one overall. Ty Simpson, he's a quarterback, Joe. 3% chance. But as I keep going down, I see Arch Manning at 1%. Is there a chance in your mind an $100 investment would pay back $5,000 if he's the number one overall pick? Is there a chance that he turns pro? Look, honestly, I don't know why he's coming back because can he be the number one pick? If he goes, I'm going pro right now, I bet you jumps Mendoza. I do.
Who?
Manning.
Come on. Really?
If he says yes, and the Giants need a quarterback, which, again, they have Jackson Dart, they'd probably be like, all right, Dart, fourth-round pick, welcome in Arch. We'll trade up to one.
What has he shown you that would warrant
The name. That's it. The name.
So
Manning.
you would be doing it
Manning.
solely to put asses in the seat.
They love it. Yep, they would love it.
Is that it?
The Jets
Now,
getting a Manning.
Now maybe that's where the Giants are and the Raiders are in that situation. Look, I think if we're talking Giants and Raiders, Raiders definitely need a quarterback. They're not going. They're not going anywhere with old man Geno Smith. Let's be honest. But I mean, can you? You can't, Donnie. He's not worth it. He's been built on smoke and mirrors up until this point. Is he a nice quarterback? Yes. Is he an elite quarterback?
Speed, Joe. Saw the
Absolutely
speed yesterday.
Now, I
Against
will.
a Wink Martindale defense, you saw the speed.
Come on. I will say this. I don't believe Mendoza is this
Automatic.
generational
Yes. Andrew Luck.
Caleb, Jaden Daniels type of quarterback.
Yeah.
So if we're talking today, and we're talking, okay, how could I potentially capitalize today? It's a wet track. Alabama's still Alabama, right? Let's say they force 2 or 3 interceptions. I'm just saying. And Dante Moore has a dynamic performance against the best statistical defense, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And he throws for 275 and 3.
Yep, I'm with you.
And they win by 15, 14 points. Moore's going to get more love. And people will say, well, is Moore going to come back? I'll tell you what Moore will make his decision. Let me see how I play.
Yeah. I play really well.
and let me see who's willing to give me the bag of cash. They want listen, come back to Oregon as $9 million, or or be the number one pick over the draft is $46 million with endorsements. Guess where he's going?
Yep.
So I don't buy into. Listen, if Oregon wins and Moore plays well the rest of the way, he has a chance to bump Mendoza, and money drives the bus. So it all comes down to this. If it were me, a wet track with Indiana, I would sell Mendoza right here and buy Moore, hoping that Moore on a dry track has a big day.
Investments with Joe Lisi. JoeLisi.com. Get your investments in.
Not to be used as financial advice. I got to throw that
a disclaimer out here. No law. Hey, look,
gamble at your own risk.
By the way, it's a new tax year, so whatever you make now, you have to pay even until next year at this point right now. So we're good on that. We're good.
Depending upon.
That's true.
Yeah.
By the way, the biggest tax returns in history coming our way, maybe? Could be. Could be at this point right now. How about this, Joe? Red alert. Do we have like an alarm system back there? Because we got movement again, Joe. Oregon, Texas Tech, coming up at noon. We're now seeing ones in the marketplace here for Oregon. Could the money come over and flip this over to a Texas Tech favorite in the next 40 minutes?
I mean,
down the ones.
I don't know about favorite, but maybe a pick. Maybe we'll see, like FanDuel and some of the others, they post a half on there. It's always possible. I mean, we have to see how this plays out. I will say that if you're talking teams and you look at the loss by Oregon to Indiana earlier in the year in their building, they got punched in the mouth in that game. And that's what Texas Tech does. They bring their lunch pail. They run the football. They have we're going to run it, try and stop us. And on the defense, David Bailey, I mean, this kid came from Stanford. They gave him $1 million+ bucks. Has it paid off? Leads the team with 13.5 sacks. Going to be a top 10 pick in the upcoming draft. I mean, he has transformed this defense to being dominant. And we talked about Miami showing out. If they show out today, the Big 12 and the ACC that were looked at as like little brother to the Big 10 and SEC would have made major statements in back-to-back nights.
Tell you take a look at some of these prop bets in this game too, Joe. The one thing I love about Oregon is they can beat you many different ways. You want to go tempo, you got wide receivers, you got a quarterback, and you got running backs. I was like early in the season, I was doing this a lot. Like Whittington is a touchdown here, as well as let's just say Davison. But the running game is going to be key at noon. Whittington is the favorite, Joe, for Oregon at 59.5. Dickey for Texas Tech, we just had a graphic up for him, Joe. He's up to 72.5 here on game day. Usually how these teams run the football is going to dictate the rest of the game. Who do you figure could have more success on the ground to open up that passing game, Oregon or Texas Tech today?
I mean, I think it's going to be Whittington. I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to go contrarian in this game. I think the speed of Oregon can get some chunk plays. So I would go Whittington. I did take him anytime touchdown. I would take a shot on his yards. Again, Dickey, I'm not taking away from Dickey, but I think Oregon's speed is what Texas Tech will have to figure out in the first quarter. Still like Texas Tech for the game, but I do feel Whittington could have the best day out of all the running backs today.
Cooler temperatures in Miami today, Joe. Started the game around 60 degrees. By the time we finish up, be about 68 degrees. No precipitation in the forecast, and quite frankly, nothing we're really worried about in the wind direction either. And also, the stadium, not really a dome, but it does have the opening in the top, so we should get a pretty clean slate, which is great. The game we're going to talk about next in a few moments, Alabama, Indiana, that doesn't have great looks here. Just getting a live look there from Hard Rock looks absolutely sensational for this game, Joe. Touchdown props. Dickey, minus 140, Joe. Everybody else, plus money. Davison, Sadiq, Virgil, Douglas. Any looks at the touchdown props here in this game starting off at 12 o'clock?
For Texas Tech, I took a shot on Virgil. Great value. I think I got him at plus 240.
There you go.
I took it last night in a parlay. I mean, if you're looking Oregon outside of Whittington, Sadiq is always the mainstay, right? You talk about the security blanket for Dante Moore, but I told you about Dante Moore in big games, right? Dante Moore scoring a touchdown, keep an eye out for him. But I do like Reggie Virgil today. And Douglas always seems to find the pay dirt as well for the Red Raiders.
Playing those total yards game, Joe, which we're not going to play until after the break. So I want you to think about what you think. Because, by the way, these teams are within 1 yard of each other on total yards. So have some fun with this Oregon-Texas Tech game. This game comes up in about 40 minutes live. Another playoff game on New Year's Day. We'll be right back.
The champagne pops. The clock strikes 12. But New Year's isn't won at midnight. It's won on the gridiron. Every snap, every number, every edge that matters. Don't just watch the ball drop. Watch the odds drop. College football playoff coverage. Live lines. Smart analysis. All New Year's Day. Only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, running gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
I know exactly what Patriot Nation is screaming this morning. It's Drake May time. Give him the trophy. MVP. Stop it, please. Just sit down. Yes, Drake May has had a nice season. But let's be real. He has played a JV schedule of defenses. He is carving up the easiest slate of defenses in the NFL this season. Congratulations on your beatdown of the Jets.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
SportsGrid College Football today. It is New Year's Day. It is 2026. It's a new year and a new champion will be crowned. And it starts today, Joe, in the Orange Bowl. We've been talking about Oregon and Texas Tech here. The side itself, -1.5 to -1s are the prevailing numbers in the marketplace, Joe. The total at 50.5. No weather concerns that we need whatsoever down there in Miami, which is great. But I did ask you this question to get ready for, Joe.
Go ahead.
Team yards over under 379.5 and 378.5. You have, look, side by side, we see, again, -1 in the marketplace. Total 50, we're expecting yards today. Beautiful day in South Beach. Hey, it's so hot, we're not used to this, Joe. Perfect weather. Who's getting those yards?
Well, I mean,
Who are you taking?
well, here's the thing. If Texas Tech, tell me what Oregon's rush yards are.
Let's go. Oregon total rushing.
Ready?
What
I'm
do you
going to say,
think?
I think Oregon's total rushing yards are $121.
124. Good one.
All right,
124.5.
So that is basically almost 90 yards less than their season average, and it's 40 yards more than 50 yards more than what Tech gives up. I think I like that.
How about Tech's rushing yards, Joe?
I
Give me a
would say
guess.
175.
126.5. Come on, there it is right there. Now he's the mind's spinning over here, people. The alt mind is spinning right here.
Really?
Can we get $150 on the ground for Texas Tech?
Yeah.
There you go. That's your pathway to victory now in this game.
I mean,
On the ground. No weather concerns,
I
Joe.
still like Whittington over Dickey, but they
Now,
roll.
are you buying into a slow start for Texas Tech? Oregon hit the
Not
ground running
necessarily.
play last week, dropped a lot of points here.
You know, I'm not. Now, the coaching advantage is Lanning over McGuire because McGuire hasn't been in this spot, right? So Lanning, you would hope, has learned from last year on what to do right and what to do wrong, especially with this game looming. Oh, it's just something tells me Texas Tech is just going to come prepared. I don't know. I just feel like everybody's selling them short. And again, I think that defense always
fun
travels.
I can't wait for
Defense
it.
in these games, and you saw it last night with Fletcher, and you saw it with the front seven led by Ruben Bain. Defense travels in these neutral site games. Whichever team could bring their lunch pail and win the turnover battle ultimately wins it. Which team do you feel has the better defense? I think it's Tech.
About a half hour away from kickoff in that game again. Looking at these numbers, -1s, -1.5, total 50.5. If anything changes, you're up to kickoff. Joe and Donnie, we got you covered. We'll make sure we get back to that game, Joe. But Alabama and Indiana, it is the Rose Bowl. Maybe the more intriguing game of the day because we do have weather concerns, Joe. We've been watching all morning. They're pulling the tarps off there. Still raining out there at the Rose Bowl. This side, Joe, 6.5 at the opening number, favorite for Indiana. We're now seeing 7 to 7.5 at most outlets here and a total of 47.5. Let's start with the weather, Joe. Who does it favor in your opinion?
Now, if it's a wet track like we see, it's Indiana, and that's why you're seeing 7.5. I mean, they have a dominant rushing attack, 220 yards per game. Kaleon Black, Roman Hemby, averaging well over 4.5 yards per carry. The physicality in the offensive line by Indiana, and one of the worst, I want to say, rush defenses in Alabama statistically, going back to pre-Nick Saban. So, again, they're giving up yards on the ground. They're not running the football consistently, Alabama. -3 and 28 yards in back-to-back games to end out the year is not really good against Georgia, obviously, and last week against one of the better front sevens in Oklahoma. Even though they won by 10 points, they're going to need to run the football. Jam Miller's back in that lineup. 40-plus yards for Jam Miller's I think plus 180.
He's going to get the carries?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he be as healthy as he was supposed to be their lead dog.
Like 3 weeks.
He was supposed to be their lead dog coming into the season.
Donnie, I know, but he hasn't panned out.
If I told you Jam Miller got 4 carries today.
Not good.
Not good enough?
No, but I will say this. Jam Miller leads the team with 500 yards on the ground. 500 for Alabama.
Yeah,
3.8 yards per carry. Daniel Hill, that they've been going to.
Yeah.
He's got 271 yards on the ground. 3.8 yards per carry. Does have more rushing touchdowns. But I think if we're going to play this game, you have to go with if you're Kalen DeBoer, you have to go with your best players in this matchup. And that's supposed to be Jam Miller.
Yeah.
Let's see how it plays out. I like him for an anytime should he get the opportunity.
Now, Joe, we saw yesterday in that Miami-Ohio State game, it was 9.5 for a long time. Until game day, up till kickoff, it dropped to, let's just call it 7.5. So that money comes back in on Miami. Reason I bring that up is here, Alabama's been the underdog all along. The 6.5s now to the 7s and the 7.5s. But I'm showing ticket counts, Joe. Roughly 25% of the tickets coming in on Indiana, but still that line is holding strong. Are we going to see a buyback before 4 o'clock today where that price point, Joe, goes back to around 6.5?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think the rain, the wet track will favor India. But I don't, again, it's another divergence.
But most people see that and be like, oh, let me just take the underdog because it's bad weather.
Yeah, but that's why the ticket counts are on Alabama slightly, but the line is moving up.
No, well, I have Alabama almost 75% of the tickets.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the
that's
ticket
right.
count,
That's what I'm saying. The sharp count
but the
is on
line went
Indiana.
from 6.5 to 7. That's a divergence.
Sharps. Joe and Donnie. Catch us, joeanddonniesharp.com. New business model coming up next.
The champagne pops. The clock strikes 12. But New Year's isn't won at midnight. It's won on the gridiron. Every snap, every number, every edge that matters. Don't just watch the ball drop. Watch the odds drop. College football playoff coverage. Live lines. Smart analysis. All New Year's Day. Only on SportsGrid.
They couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. It's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, running gun, walk it up. and they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
I know exactly what Patriot Nation is screaming this morning. It's Drake May time. Give him the trophy. MVP. Stop it, please. Just sit down. Yes, Drake May has had a nice season. But let's be real. He has played a JV schedule of defenses. He is carving up the easiest slate of defenses in the NFL this season. Congratulations on your beatdown of the Jets.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
About a half hour till kickoff here in the Orange Bowl game, but we are focused right now on the Rose Bowl and the weather conditions ahead. Just getting a look at some of this. Like, we're supposed to, Joe, get the rain cleared out by game time, but still might have a slick track because we're seeing right now 5 hours or so, let's call it, before game time. The tarp is off the field, and it still is raining out there at the Rose Bowl. But if we look at the quarterback props, Fernando Mendoza expected to be, who was the Heisman Trophy winner, possibly the #1 overall pick, 217.5 is his number, Joe. Ty Simpson's got him at 240.5. Quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a high bar.
No, it's not. But again, I'm seeing that the rain looks like it stopped. So we still have another 4 or 5 hours before this game plays out. I don't know if it's sunny, but if it's just overcast with no rain, that the drainage system, the field should be pretty good, you would think. Again, I don't know. I'd take a wait-and-see approach. But if you're asking me which quarterback has to get to that number today, it's got to be Ty Simpson. And I know that sounds crazy, but again, if it's a monsoon, no, he doesn't have to get there. If it's a dry track, he definitely has to get there because they have no rushing attack to move the football. And they didn't have one against Oklahoma, and they certainly didn't have one against Georgia. And you have a front seven in Indiana that is very good against the run. If they cannot run the football, that means Ty Simpson early. I would actually utilize tempo with Ryan Williams and Bernard, get those playmakers involved and see if you could wear down Indiana, because I do feel, all things being equal, Alabama does have a speed advantage on the perimeter.
Looking at the passing yards again, 217.5 as you call it for Mendoza, and Ty Simpson about 240.5. I look at it like this, because if there's a correlation to the market, a touchdown favor for Indiana, which means they're probably supposed to win this game, and maybe extra yardage here for Bama. I can see Ty Simpson in the second half, Joe, abandoning the running game and just throwing it all over the lot. So if we go down and try to find touchdown props here for both of these quarterbacks, 1.5 minus 122 for Mendoza, Ty Simpson to throw 2 touchdowns, that's a plus 122 price. But I don't see passing attempts that are listed, because that's would be an interesting one to me. So let's flip it over, Joe, to the wide receiver position. A lot of good wideouts here and a lot of good options in the marketplace. Surratt for Indiana, 56.5, and a lot of these, like Jeremy Bernard, I know you love, Joe, 53.5 for him. You take a look at Omar Cooper Jr., 50.5, Isaiah Horton for Bama, 36.5, and then there's Lottie Brooks at 35.5, and I'm scrolling down here. Where is my guy, Williams? Williams is only 30.5, Joe. You get some cheap numbers in the marketplace.
No,
here.
you do. Like, so you're right about Surratt, but they were able to get by with just Surratt in that game against Ohio State. They're going to need Omar Cooper. Omar Cooper was banged up in the first quarter of the Big Ten championship game. Again, he had the big play, touchdown catch against Penn State. I like his numbers today. I think he has the potential to break out 60, 70 plus with Fernando Mendoza. But for Alabama, as much as I'm on Bernard, I do feel Ryan Williams has to be the catalyst today. We've seen him go non-existent in critical matchups, and Bernard is more consistent. But he is the explosive playmaker when he's catching balls over the middle and when he's scoring touchdowns. Alabama typically is winning games, and they have that explosiveness back in their offense. So give me Ryan Williams to potentially break out today.
And also, like, correlated markets where how do you think this game script is going to go, which means, again, Joe, Indiana roughly favored by a touchdown, means fourth quarter. Maybe they don't have to throw the ball as much. They run the football. I do think, like, you can look at some players, like Roman Hemby, 63.5 is his price point here. Kaylon Black is at 58.5. Then you take a look at Alabama. You already pointed out, like, Jan Miller's 27.5. Daniel Hill's 35.5. I don't really want to go, like, Mendoza's 18.5. It's hard for me to take quarterbacks in college. Like, okay, great, 30 yards at the half for Mendoza, takes 2 sacks. Now you don't have that one. They take a knee at the end of the game, and you're a shot fighter at that point. But who do you think you would take a flyer on, Joe, from the running back position, either team, Bama or Indiana?
I'm going to take a shot on Jan Miller. Again, he's transferred in from FAU. Daniel Hill is nice. He's a physical runner as well. But again, they really haven't showcased that. I just think Jam Miller is a better blocker as well, especially in third down situations. He's been utilized. If you go through the body of work for Ty Simpson when they were winning games in the middle part of the year, Jam Miller was being implemented in the offense just a little bit more, was getting multiple touches. Since he's been banged up, and it really happened, I want to say, in the Missouri game forward, he's been battling injury 1 week after the other. They haven't been as consistent. They lost their identity. So give me Jam Miller in this spot. I took him for 40+. Again, that's what.
It's not a lot.
I mean, in this type of game, with a wet, if it is going to be somewhat wet, one slip, you tell me you can't. You get one 15-yard run.
Put that foot in the ground, Joe. Juke the safety.
I mean,
you're on 40 on one carry.
You know, one 15, 20-yard run. You're halfway there. I mean, I think he should have a pretty good day today.
Let's go to those touchdown props, your little pay dirt picks. Joe Hemby's a -110, Joe. Everybody else in this game is plus money. Surratt +100, Black +115, Bernard +145, Cooper +155, and so on here. Jam Miller, Joe, +210 price. How about this? Can I sell you on this? The double shot. Jam Miller, Daniel Hill, both +210. One gets in. That's a unit in your pocket.
Yeah, I like one of the running backs. I think will get in for Alabama. Watch, it'll be Ty Simpson.
Exactly, on a quarterback sneak or something like that too. Because you can't necessarily do that here with Indiana because Hemby's at a -110 price and Black is at a -115. But if we're just being honest, like forget about the size
I like
itself.
Cooper for me in the passing attack. But you're right. With the rushing attack, you never know.
Yeah.
And they utilize a lot of different personnel sets, especially down by the goal line. But again, for Alabama, I think for Kalen DeBoer, it's either Hill or Miller, right?
Yeah.
You're going big. You're going with your physical running backs. You hope that you could get it in and at least establish the line of scrimmage. That would be the way to go, and you're getting plus money on both.
Let's call Alabama as a 7-point dog here, Joe. What would you rather take here and feel more comfortable with? Alabama getting 7 points today, or Alabama's total rushing yards as a team over 74.5. If you had to take just one of those bets, what would it be?
Can I make the bet right before kickoff?
You can make the bet right before kickoff. We're just going to hold it to you right now, though.
If it's a dry track, I'm taking the 7 with Bama. If it's the way it is right now, I'm going to take the 7 with Bama. If it's a monsoon, I think they get blown out. I would take the rush yards because, again, you're going to have to run
144.5 for Indiana's total team rushing yards today.
I mean, that's 70 yards less than their average.
Running wild.
Bama's giving up
loose, Joe. Little slick surface
on the ground.
Hits the crease.
See, now statistically it looks great because you got sack yards in there, right? 3.6 yards per
Always
carry.
makes it tough.
But 120 yards for an Alabama front seven is not typical. Especially during the days with Nick Saban. But look at some of these. Now, they've been playing a little bit better. They gave up 227 to Georgia, 163 to Missouri. They gave up 152 to Auburn in the Iron Bowl, 141 to Georgia. But again, Georgia had a 28-point lead basically and shut it down.
Oof, I got some good stuff for you here, Jay. Ready for some fun game specials in this one?
What do you got?
Nope. How about this one? Plus 630 price. Elijah Surratt and Jeremy Bernard each to have 20 yards receiving in each half.
I like that.
630 price. Because it's not quarter. Like, give me that one catch for 21 the first quarter, get going.
The only way you get screwed is if one of the teams has a big lead.
Or a 10.5-minute drive.
Right.
You got one drive for the other team to get it done.
And you're screwed.
If
Bernard has if Bernard has no catches in the second half, and all of a sudden Indiana has a double-digit lead and they're running every play.
Simplicity on this, Hemby to record 25-plus rushing yards in each half. It's only plus 146. But how about this one, Joe? Mendoza and Simpson to each record 15 or more passing yards in each quarter. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. That's not a lot. Who trips you up in that one? 14 yards by somebody? Jalen Hurts? No passing yards in the whole half.
3 and out, and all of a sudden run, and you have one 10-minute drive, and you're screwed. I mean, it's not. 15 in each quarter?
And there are some price points at Charlie Becker, Joe. 25
we
yards
have time
receiving
to
each
marinate.
half.
Let that marinate a little bit.
Man.
What are the total yards for Alabama in this game?
632. No. Total yards for Bama, take a guess.
287.
332, Joe. What are you going, under?
Oh, I think I want to go wet track under.
You're really worried about this wet track out there.
I am
changing your mindset.
No,
Firing away.
Bama to me is the side. If it's dry, I think they can put up points.
Sugar Bowl is coming up next, Joe. Points are expected there. 55
No
and a
weather.
half as a total. No weathers. Coach Bowden's down there. He's going to give us some updates on that beignet style.
He likes Georgia.
Does he? Now, why does he like Georgia in this game? What's he even in town there for that one? Got ties? What's he got?
He just said it.
By the way, he is local to that, basically.
Yeah.
So there you go. Did he just say it? I
Yeah.
mean, it went right over
His
my head. I was
family's
prepping.
on the staff.
Look, man, I was probably prepping, Joe. You know what I mean? Leave me alone at this point. We'll be right back. More action to go.
The champagne pops. The clock strikes 12. But New Year's isn't one at midnight. It's one on the gridiron. Every snap, every number, every edge that matters. Don't just watch the ball drop. Watch the odds drop. College football playoff coverage. Live lines. Smart analysis. All New Year's Day. Only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, run and gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today only on SportsGrid.
I know exactly what Patriot Nation is screaming this morning. It's Drake May time. Give him the trophy. MVP. Stop it, please. Just sit down. Yes, Drake May has had a nice season. But let's be real. He has played a JV schedule of defenses. He is carving up the easiest slate of defenses in the NFL this season. Congratulations on your beatdown of the Jets.
The early line only on SportsGrid.
We got to get down to the business, Joe, the Sugar Bowl. But before we get there, have you ever worked somewhere around financial markets or anything?
What?
Have you?
Yeah, why? What do you have?
You?
Yeah, why? What do you?
Because we got market movement, people. Did you know, Joe? Texas Tech is a favorite right now.
Are they?
Favorite.
Wow. Where were they watching?
Bye.
They're watching the walkthrough? We got 15 minutes to kick off.
Does somebody know something, Joe? Do they? Because now we're finding Texas Tech at multiple outlets a minus 1.5 point favorite over Oregon now. I got CLV in my pocket. You like that?
No. That's a lot of 2.5. We saw 2.5s.
Good stuff, man.
3.5 point price move. All right.
Moving all over. The money is speaking to us right now, Joe.
Could it be the Lubbock fate? They got big money down there. A lot of billionaires. Did you see?
Now, but is that a booster moving the line right there?
Maybe.
Mattress Mac maybe got in down on the Texas team?
He's from Houston, Mattress Mac. Where's he been, man? He's been very quiet.
BK.
Smashed.
Bankruptcies at this point right now. Come on now. Tough scene in the New Year. Ole Miss, Georgia, Joe. 6.5 point favorite. This is the night game tonight. 8 o'clock from the Sugar Bowl. 55.5 as a total. For me, I'm going against the grain, Joe. I'm taking the over 55.5 in this game. I want points. It hasn't moved. I want points.
Yeah, I lean to the over as well. I like Georgia in the matchup. I think they can run the football in the front seven of Ole Miss. I think it's a big day for Nate Frazier. We talked about the worst rushing defense in the college football playoff. That is the Ole Miss Rebels, giving up $147 on the ground. Georgia, when they have success, they can run the football between the tackles. I think Frazier could get to 90 to potentially 100+. Like him for an anytime touchdown. Keep an eye out for Gunnar Stockton on the ground as well. But I'll say this. Everything is open in this game, I believe, prop-wise. If we're looking just not Nate Frazier, Oscar Delp, tight end. Keep an eye out for him. He's got almost a 5-to-1 number for an anytime touchdown.
I like Gunnar Stockton in this game. 224.5 is his passing prop listed right now at FanDuel. I think he can go over that. And if we are getting points at 55, it has to come from somewhere, Joe, not just going to be on the ground. So if we take a look at the receiving props in this game, Zachariah Branch there for Georgia, 58.5. Wallace the third for Mississippi, Joe, 48.5. And a lot of really good stuff as you go down, like Dylan Bell, 26.5. And where's your guy? Delp, 22.5, all the way down there. Lawson Lucky, 14.5. If I gave you Delp or Lucky today, 22.5 and 14.5. Which tight end do you go with for the over?
Yeah, it's like pick your poison.
It is.
You know, every time I go with Delp, Lawson scores.
Yeah.
Every time I book Lawson, Delp has 2 touchdowns. They're going to utilize the tight end today. I do believe it's Delp. He's just a little bit more experienced. And if you look at Gunnar Stockton in big games, he has gone to him, and they do, create plays for him. So I would go to Delp. I will say Colby Young was a main target for Gunnar Stockton earlier in the year. You go back to games, Tennessee, you go back to pre-Tennessee games, he was the go-to target. He got hurt in the middle part of the year, and they more went to now Dylan Bell and Zachariah Branch, the USC transfer. He's back. He's healthy. Colby Young could have value anytime touchdown and through his receiving total today.
Looking at the rushing props, Joe. And so, I don't know, should I be worried a little bit at Lisi? Banged up that shoulder just a little bit, going up against an SEC. He's 68.5. Are we worried at all about that? Are there any reports on that this week?
Look, the kid's going to play. I mean, if he's 100% or near it, he's got to play. 68.5 now. That front seven for Georgia has been very stout. In coming weeks, they've been generating a pass rush. They've been getting better and winning the point of attack in run support. I don't love the 68.5 for Lisi. Not saying he can't get there.
Yeah.
But I think if Ole Miss is going to pull out the upset, they got to throw the ball over the top.
Yeah, and again, clean slate tonight. You're not worried about any weather conditions inside in the dome. Fast track. Gunnar Stockton, Joe, 42.5 rushing yards.
The sacks always kill you, Don. They kill you, but Gunnar Stockton with the RPO game, he should be able to get
theoretically, you're
there.
asking for 60 yards on the ground, if you will, then.
Oh, is that it? Well, Pavia got sacked 6 times, it felt like, yesterday. And he started with, like, negative 28 rush yards. What did Sayin finish yesterday? He got sacked.
Oh, he got killed. It was like 5 carries minus, like, 30 yards.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So Gunnar Stockton, though, will utilize the RPO. They have design runs for Gunnar Stockton. Again, you want to equate, let's minus 25. He's got to basically get to 70. He could do that against that front seven. They're susceptible. They gave up a ton of chunk yards to Tulane. A majority of that was through McEwen, the running back.
Yeah.
But we saw Retzloff make some plays. The problem with Tulane was he fumbled the football. To get field position killed Tulane, and the fact that they were playing with a double-digit deficit, that hurt them.
Lacey, Joe, Pater props. He's the favorite in this game, minus 155 price. Followed by Nate Frazier, minus 130. Another minus money guy, Gunnar Stockton, here to quarterback at a minus 110. Then you get into the plus money numbers, Branch plus 105, Chambliss plus 165, Dylan Bell, and so forth. Who would you take a shot today on some of those touchdown props in this game?
I told you, Delp and Dylan Bell for me are the two guys. I think Delp has great value. But again, I'm keeping my eye out later for Colby Young. I might ladder him up to 50 plus and an anytime touchdown. I think he could be an X factor in this matchup.
Now, look at it in the marketplace, Joe, because we're going to take a look at team yards for this game. We do know and understand it's a 55.5 as a total this game. We're expecting a lot of points. Can you take a guess, Joe, at Georgia's total yards for this game? What do you think it is?
410.
420.
All right.
It's a good number. Ole Miss, 386.5. So if I look at, let's just say again, Joe, Georgia's 420. How are they going to get that number without Stockton throwing for 225?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, well, you're right.
Yeah.
They've been balanced. I mean, they could potentially, think about this. They beat up Miss State 41-21.
Yeah.
They covered that line, and they ran for over 300. So if they run for 300 today, it's lights out. It's a Georgia win, and they're going to blow through that 4.25.
Gunnar Stockton and Trinidad Chambliss, Joe, to each record 20 passing yards in each quarter. A little bit higher than the previous one we talked about, plus 225.
I don't like it. I don't like it just because of how dependent Georgia is on the run.
Yeah.
That if they're running early, they're not going to stop.
See what else we have here. Zachariah Branch, 1 catch per quarter. Don't like that. It's only a plus 164 price. Chambliss, Joe, 100 yards passing in each half, plus 108. Each half.
You like that? Each half.
I do. I think if you lose this in the first half, throws for 89 yards.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. Like, if I think we're getting this many yards or this many points put up, I think there's a legitimate
track,
chance. Yeah.
indoors.
This is a tough one. Stockton, 25-plus rushing yards in each half, plus 390. It's so hard. 1 sack. You got to get 50 yards in a half.
It's not worth it. That's why they dangle the fruit, Donnie.
That's why they dangle the fruit. That's why Joe says right now, closing bell coming up next, people. Make sure you keep it right here with us on the Sports Grid Network. We're going to give out some best bets. Are you ready? We are.
The champagne pops. The clock strikes 12. But New Year's isn't won at midnight. It's won on the gridiron. Every snap, every number, every edge that matters. Don't just watch the ball drop. Watch the odds drop. College football playoff coverage. Live lines. Smart analysis. All New Year's Day. Only on SportsGrid.
I mean, they couldn't get the Arizona State coach to come out. They couldn't get the BYU coach to leave their job. I mean, it's just very odd, I feel, when we watch this whole thing play out and try and really understand what happened here with Michigan not being able to make some of the splashier hires that they thought they were going to be able to make.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
They have by far the highest ceiling out of any team in the league. Elite talent, NBA shot making, versatility, and the best coach in the league in John Shire. They can beat you in multiple ways. Half court, full court, run and gun, walk it up. And they out-execute you, maybe except for that game versus Texas Tech.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
I know exactly what Patriot Nation is screaming this morning. It's Drake May time. Give him the trophy. MVP. Stop it, please. Just sit down. Yes, Drake May has had a nice season. But let's be real. He has played a JV schedule of defenses. He is carving up the easiest slate of defenses in the NFL this season. Congratulations on your beatdown of the Jets.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
It's about that time, people. We are getting ready for kickoff in the Orange Bowl. It's Oregon and Texas Tech. That's a 12 o'clock game, followed by the 4 o'clock game. That's out at the Rose Bowl, the rainy Rose Bowl right now. That's Alabama and Indiana, followed by the Sugar Bowl at night. Ole Miss taking on Georgia. I was going to say George Mason at that point, like, you know what I mean?
He's in basketball mode.
I mean, come on, what's up?
That's
Who's
it.
playing today in college basketball besides these teams? So, by the way, Joe, we do have the line movement. Oregon, no longer a favorite. It is Texas Tech. Put up my best bet for this game, CLV, for your boy DRS. I like Texas Tech getting the points now. Now they're not even getting points. Love them.
So that's it. I like Tech as well. We'll see exactly how Baron Morton handles the pressure, handles the stress. Critical to see how he steps up today. Again, if you're Dante Moore, everything for the taking. This is one of the best front sevens in college football. Showcase that you're a top-tier talent.
Yep.
You can make a name for yourself automatically if you dial up Texas Tech for 30 points and potentially 4 touchdowns. So again, we'll see. I still like Tech defensively. And again, I'm still not sold on Oregon defensively being this elite team. I think they're a bend but don't break unit. I do, though, think the under comes in because I do feel Texas Tech will want to establish the line of scrimmage, try and run the football, but 51.5, you saw it last night.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't score early.
Pressure mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, this game is 7-3 after one quarter.
Yep.
It's like they tighten up a little bit.
Yeah. Best bet cards right there, Joe. Go through some of the other best bets that you have in this game. For me, again, I just went straight with the side. Texas Tech plus 2.5. They're now 1.5-point favorites. Who else you got in this?
I have Winnington, the running back for an anytime touchdown. I did take Coy Eakin as well. He's on my card.
Plus
Virgil,
155, nice.
Virgil is on there.
Plus
I think
150.
Virgil for me is the guy, and it's where he's priced. He was in the area throughout the year, in the area about 170, 180, and this game he's like 150. And Douglas always seems to hit pay dirt as well, but Virgil I think is live.
Seeing the Rose Bowl here, we're going to talk about right now, Joe.
But is that a live look?
Yes, getting the squeegees out there,
Nah,
Joe. I mean,
Donnie.
it's going to be a quagmire
Now,
out
why
there.
did they take? I agree
Because they want
with
the
you.
pictures. They want the pictures. Oh, look how beautiful the field looks. This could have stayed tarp, Joe, another 2 hours.
Yeah,
with squeegee in the field.
but it's not raining right now. They don't. I mean,
It is.
No, it's
They're under
not.
an umbrella, or on like a tarpaloon, whatever.
Tarpaloon? You checked out.
Come
It's
on,
26.
man.
We've been
Stop.
on
Waiting
2
for-
hours.
Look, Alabama and Indiana, Joe.
Yeah.
We are seeing the price points at 6.5 to 7.5. We'll see if we get the line movement like we got something similar to Texas Tech. Not saying that obviously Alabama is going to be the favorite, but some line movement here, and a total of 47.5. The expectations, again, from the weather experts, Joe, is that the rain will be out of there, but the field looks like it is going to be wet, so some slick surfaces here. You've told me repeatedly, slick surface favors Indiana.
It does. And Black and Hemby should have a huge day. I think either one with a wet track could potentially be an 80 to 100-yard rusher up against that front seven of Alabama. Alabama's given up a lot in run support in certain games, especially down the stretch. And we even saw Oklahoma early on at least have success running the football.
Yeah.
Just when they fell behind, they did away with the rushing attack with John Mateer and that group. But again, that's got to be the MO for Cignetti. I think he looks at the weather. He looks at this field and says, you know what, we're going to play Big Ten bully ball and see if Alabama and Kalen DeBoer could stop us. I still like Alabama.
Ooh, I'm against you.
Are you?
I got -7 for Indiana. You got a little Alabama play. There we go. Look at that. Bang. Indiana, 7. Respect. Right. Put some respect on them.
I took the 7.5.
There you go.
There you go.
So if we parlay it both ways, that's a winner, right?
I do like Black, though. Black anytime touchdown, Black yards. I do like Jam Miller. I told you, 40-plus anytime touchdown. To me, he has a little bit better value coming back into that lineup than Daniel Hill, that's been basically very inconsistent carrying the rock.
Ole Miss, Georgia, Sugar Bowl tonight, Joe. 8 o'clock start, 6.5-point favorite here for the Georgia Bulldogs in a total of 55.5. My best bet in this game, Joe, going against the grain. We're 55.5. Give me 60+ in this game for me as my best bet.
I'm gonna lay it with Georgia, but I do like Nate Frazier anytime touchdown. Nate Frazier yards. Do like Oscar Delta, pay dirt. I think he's got great value. And Kobe Young, I told you, back in that lineup, you see that price, Donnie, plus 550. You tell me he's in the area 26.5. Don't be shocked if Kobe Young is a huge part of that offense today for the Bulldogs.
The Miami Hurricanes have already moved on after a win against Ohio State. Today we got 3 great ball games laid out, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. You got some of those best bets fit in for both myself and Joe Lisi. We'll see how the things play out, but also understand this. Some of these lines are going to move all throughout the afternoon. Make sure you keep it right here with the SportsGrid Network for all the latest on the biggest games you could possibly have, Joe. We covered them all today.
That's it. Happy New Year to everybody. Healthy, happy. And we'll see how 26 plays out.
Fantastic. It's already a winner, Joe. I can feel it's already a winner for us here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Keep it right here on the SportsGrid Network. For Joe and Donnie, later.
When you look at this NBA
The champagne
Cup,
pops.
think
The
about
clock
importance.
strikes
As a
12.
coach,
But New
I
Year's
find a lot of
isn't
importance.
won at midnight.
wasn't a gimmick
It's
win.
won on
LeBron James gets that news today. What is today?
Today's his birthday.
Oh, I'm sorry. The greatest birthday gift that LeBron James has ever gotten is the reality, the smack in the face that he's no longer an all-star.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
He's out again. Anthony Davis is injured once again and is going to miss time with the Dallas Mavericks for a minor groin strain. Likely will miss a few games. And I don't even know what a few games is to Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis seems to always be missing time.
Pro basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
know exactly what Patriot Nation is screaming this morning. It's Drake May time. Give him the trophy. MVP. Stop it, please. Just sit down. Yes, Drake May has had a nice season, but let's be real. He has played a JV schedule of defenses. He is carving up the easiest slate of defenses in the NFL this season. Congratulations on your beatdown of the Jets.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The champagne pops. The clock strikes 12. But New Year's isn't won at midnight. It's won on the gridiron. Every snap, every number, every edge that matters. Don't just watch the ball drop. Watch the odds drop. College football playoff coverage. Live lines. Smart analysis. All New Year's Day. Only on SportsGrid.